Get a break.
Well, I just wrapped up the third camp down here at Culver. It really seems like this being year 3, you were in quite a rhythm. Everything seemed to go pretty smooth.
All the people here at Culver are great to work with. And again, I think, Jack, you're right. You know, when you're here 3 years, you know, you kind of got a good feel for things. So it's a good situation. It's good to get the kids off campus, and, you know, it's not too bad out here at Lake Maxinkuckee.
You know, the question you're going to get throughout camp, quarterbacks, what did you see?
Well, you know, I think both of them are starting to settle into, you know, the position in terms of what they do. But look, I mean, I could probably, you know, turn the tape recorder on every single time and tell you the same thing. Each one of them is capable of making plays. And it's probably going to sound like this again, you know, if we talk about them tomorrow and the day after. You know, 2 of these guys are 5 of our best playmakers on offense. And so we've got to figure out, you know, do you sit one of them on the sideline and play one of them? Do you play them both? I don't know. I mean, we know they're both really good players. I think this really becomes more an issue of, do you play both of them or do you just play one of them? And that's what it's going to really come down to.
I know a bigger point of contention for you, or point of emphasis throughout this camp, is getting a very young wide receiver core into rhythm and selecting the guys who can make plays.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that continuity at the wide receiver position, we know what Torrey Hunter's going to be able to do for us. And you know, we like C.J. Sanders. You know, he's played a little bit, but he's not a veteran. And other than that, you've got young players at all of those other positions. The tight end is pretty solid with Durham Smythe and Nick Wisher. But that is probably job one, is kind of getting them, because, you know, those quarterbacks need some consistency and continuity at that position.
Did any of the wide receivers step up at all in your eyes?
I think it's flashes, right? And I think when you have a really good receiving core, you have that consistency, and we don't have that yet. Chase Claypool makes a play, Javon McKinley makes a play, KJ Stefferson makes a play, Corey Holmes will make a play, Equinemius will make a play. You know, I think there's 5 or 6 guys that'll make a play, and then they'll drop a ball here or there. We need consistency in that group. I think if we get consistency, we've got great depth in that group, but haven't seen the consistency yet. But we're only 5 days into it.
A little more experience back on defense, especially in terms of guys who have started, but I know what you're really looking for is replacing some really good leaders you lost off of last year's team.
Yeah, and I'm really pleased there. I mean, we've got a lot of guys that have stepped up in that role. James Onawalu, Drew Tranquil, Isaac Rochelle, Cole Luke, really pleased. Niles Morgan, feel really good about that. And you know, the defense is a lot more comfortable in the scheme and the system that Coach Van Gorder has employed. It's good to see our defense playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Give me your timetable for the rest of this month and the milestones, what you need to have done by when.
Well, you know, we're in that period now in your 5th day where the legs are a little tired. You know, we'll go into doubles where we'll push them harder. You're in that mental kind of toughness area where you're really developing that mental toughness where guys have banged up a little bit. So we'll get through doubles. Sunday we'll get some time off. Monday we'll have 1 session and the BK Open, the big golf tournament. So we'll try to get them through really the middle of next week and start to kind of you know, bring this thing up where we get the legs back, really start to fine tune where we are in our 2 deep. But the next 5 days are going to be a grind for this group and building that mental toughness.
Thank you for the time. I'll let you get to it.
Okay, thank you.
With Coach Kelly here in Culver, I'm Jack Nolan, reminding you this training camp interview brought to you by our friends at St. Joseph Health System.